Okay, you're the education coordinator.
Oh,
No, you're okay.
Say what you say.
So you'll be telling us a little bit about some outcomes of a survey that you did about teacher engagement with RC resources and some positive changes you made to your website and the resources available and kind of how you can access stuff like that through the RC as well as many other things. So,
Excellent, thank you. So just starting off, first thing I want to do is see if you take one post-it note each of each colour. I'll ask you a question at the end just to write down. If you just pass them around everyone, that'd be great. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Stephen Hendry. I'm the Education Coordinator for the West of Scotland. My colleague Laura Alexandra Smith, she can't be here today, she's over at SUS just now, but she covers the north and east of Scotland. So between the two of us, we cover the whole of Scotland. Our programme manager, Nicola Jordan, just at the back there with the purple dress, is obviously the programme manager. So between the team, we make sure that the RAC, what we have to offer, gets out to Scottish teachers, and more importantly, we make sure that they're of value to the Scottish teachers in the education in their system. So very quickly, I'm going to go through this. This is our new website. How many of you have been on the new website or know that we had a website? Yeah. How many of you are signed up? Few? Yeah, right, okay, no problem. So our old website wasn't very good. It was hard to navigate resources. It was a bit clunky. You had to go from one place to another. Our new website, everything is going to be in one place. So again, just like the old website, you're able to search through your resources up here. You're also able to filter through your resources depending on what subject, workshop, resources, presentation. We have Education and Chemistry, which will be on the same page. Education and Chemistry is a magazine written by teachers for teachers, and there's a lot of really good classroom activities on there, a lot of stuff about the pedagogy, etc. At the top right hand there, you can search through the whole of the RSC. That would cover events, things that are coming up in your area. With our new website, as I say, everything is in one place. Our spectroscopy in our suitcase, our Olympiad, all our education and chemistry, etc. What's more important, we're always looking for feedback, so both positive and negative feedback. If you see anything you like, anything you dislike, please get in touch with myself or get in touch with the RAC directly, and we're able to feed that back into the system. Bookmarks, this is a new thing that's been added, so sometimes you're looking at resources and you want to go back to them but you forget what resource it was. You're now able to bookmark them. When you bookmark a resource, that will stay in your account, so you'll be able to go back to them. You'll have a page where everything's bookmarked. New ideas, we're continually developing things. Anyone can register for the Education Chemistry, and it is free to register for. We're looking at two main themes: delivering high quality chemistry education in the classroom, and we're also looking at fostering a supportive and effective department. Within these two themes, you can see there's 4 subsections to that as well, and you can search by them to look at different things in your classroom practice. Again, it's localised, it will take your IP address, so all that information will be taken on. So when you log on, you will not get GCSE A-level, you will get higher, advanced higher, because it knows you're from Scotland. It will make sure that everything that you're seeing in that front page is Scottish. You can still search for the English resources, it's just it won't be in your face, which has been a lot of negative feedback. We have got our Curriculum Explorer. This was developed by Scottish teachers, so you can search, almost a reverse search, rather than looking for resources. You could look for resources linked to the different sections within the Scottish curriculum. And so you would click on each of them and that would take you through and you would have a list of resources. And here as well, a new thing that's been added is support within your own department. So when you log on, you will have a classroom or a school account, and from this you will be able to share resources, share your bookmarked resources that you have within your classroom, share information, so it's a lot more sort of collegiate, supportive working. Again, it's free for the whole department, so one person in the school will be the lead contact. Once they are signed up, you will then get anyone else within your school that wants to sign up to that. We'll go through the lead contact and they'll either yes or okay it. So obviously if they're teaching in the same school, they know who they are. It will be a lot quicker to get them registered onto the website, and then you will have access to the school account as well. One of the things that we've had is communication's been a big issue with GDPR. With teachers, we've maybe only had one contact at school. They've retired or moved on, so we now get a bounce back email and we have no contact with that school. So by having multiple people signed up at the same school, it means that if anyone retires or moves on, we've still got contact with that school. An example is top of the bench has been a big problem this year. West of Scotland top of the bench. A lot of people weren't getting that email about when the dates were, and they actually missed the top of the bench. The reason for that, we had no contact to the school. The person had moved on, and we were getting bounce back emails. So it was that way, Strontium and on Twitter. As I say, it is free to register. All of our resources are free. However, if you're unregistered, you will have access to 2 resources a month and 1 education and chemistry article a month. If you register with a personal email, you will get unlimited access to all the resources. But further still, if you register via your Teach Chemistry, so if you register via your school and you link your account to the school, you will have a lot more access to different things. In particular, you will have 50% off the CLPL, which is something that's really good. Again, what else will change? It will become more regionalised. We're looking for multiple sign-ups in the same department so that we can get that contact with the schools. And the support is going to be a lot more connected and coherent. So show me the money, of course. The raw side of chemistry, as you've heard from Rory, it's got a lot of money available. We do not want to have the money at the end of the tax year, so there is money there ready to be used. As Rory said about the application process, it's not a long application process. About 500 words maximum, roughly, in most of the funding applications. How are you using the money? A wee breakdown of course, how will this impact in the classroom? That's all they're really looking for. You don't need CVs, you don't need all this backstory or anything like that, previous banks. It's just straight to the point. You will be able to get all of our funding on here, so you can just Google RSC funding and it's the first hit in Google search, and you would go along to the education outreach. One thing that's quite important, or not important, but I think is quite popular, is the Chemistry Teaching Event Empowerment Fund. So teachers are able to apply for this up to £700. To be eligible, you need to be teaching between 11 and 18, so we're all okay. You have to be, your school has to be signed up to the Learn Chemistry, so you have to sign up your school to teach chemistry, which again is free to do, and your event will have to take place in the UK or Ireland, so you can't go to America or Hawaii or anything like that, unfortunately. With this £700, this can be anything to do with teaching empowerment. This could be as simple as £50 for pizza and wine to get teachers around discussing how can we have changes to the SQA. This could be paying for CERP to come in and deliver a session in microscale, paying for people to come in, deliver sessions, anything you're looking for. Please get in touch with myself if you look for any hints or any sort of tips. We've had 4 applications. 2 of them were over in Edinburgh and they were looking at sort of big chemistry hire conference. One in North Ayrshire, a RAISE officer looking to have primary secondary transition work, and we also had Turnbull High School. I had put in for an application looking at the chemistry of gin, which was a gin tasting night. So think outside the box. It gets people around, it gets them talking. From our own feedback, the big thing that we hear is they don't have the time. So sometimes pizza, wine, things can be that incentive for teachers to come out, sit around and discuss, develop new resources. As I say, we have our 2 main themes, delivering high quality chemistry education in the classroom and fostering a supportive and effective department. So the themes are split up. The department, chemistry in the classroom, using new ideas in your teaching, supporting your practical skills, enriching the curriculum, supporting student opportunities. For your department, it's improving collaboration, supporting staff wellbeing, exploring developmental opportunities, building links beyond your department. So as I'm saying building links, it could even be getting in touch with Patrick and maybe discussing how can the Strathclyde University support your work in the school and developing resources, etc. Or whatever you want to use it for. So moving on to the teacher communication survey. This was the survey that I sent out this time last year at the West of Scotland Teachers Conference. I was looking to get a baseline of the work that we do, how is it perceived and what can we do differently, how can we improve it. As you can see, the majority of our participants, well, we've got 51 responses. The majority came from the West of Scotland, which is obvious because it was sent out at the West of Scotland Teachers Conference. Over, 60% had over 10 years experience. What we asked, what inspired you to be a teacher? So love science, working with young people, my own teacher, sharing my knowledge. As Duncan had said at the very start, working my own teachers, so again the impact that teachers have on students' lives, you know, you're seeing a lot of teachers reflecting back to their own time at school. I also asked what makes a good science department. Resources, teamwork, supportive, so that collaborative, working together, collegiate working. Teacher Empowerment Fund could be something to maybe support that as well. What value does the RSC have to you? So very important, the website is very authoritative, first port of call, excellent resources, inspiration for lessons at all levels, materials are easy, accessible, usable in the classroom. Again, touching on the CPD or the CLPL, we've got lots of courses that we run, a lot of activities, events that we put on. But it wasn't all positive, in fact quite a bit of it was negative. So looking at it very little, they have a useful website which is difficult to navigate. Hopefully with the new website will make that easier. We've addressed that and hopefully it'll make it a lot smoother. Most of these events appear to be Edinburgh based. So I'm the west of Scotland, Laura's the north and east. We cover the whole of Scotland if it's in Dumfries, if it's in Oban, if it's in any of the islands, if it's Orkney, Shetland, we will travel, we will deliver an event. So get in touch with us and we'll be more than happy to put on events for you. Again, not much involvement in normal teaching life, so minimal struggle to juggle workload. So again, that workload, the time it takes to search for all the resources, again, there's a lot there, but it's hard to navigate and narrow things down. This is something as education coordinators we'd be able to come out and even do one-to-one sessions, show you how to navigate the website or pull out specific resources if you're looking for something to help reduce your own workload. Again, as scientific advisors, keeping the political establishment on the right track. As Fraser mentioned, we've got the education division that done the multi-level survey, and we also had the survey previously that was brought up in Parliament. We also have policy advisors, policy workers in Scotland that take in what's happening with teachers and try and feed that back into Parliament, into government. Just drag me off. What are the main ways you engage with the RSC? So again, one of the most popular is the Education and Chemistry magazine. Chemistry World, Education Coordinator, 10%, so that's not very good in terms of my own work. What type of information and insight do you currently receive from the Education Coordinators? None, very little, unsure. I have not had any. A lot of them didn't even know what an education coordinator was, so that's not very good in their point. Positively, info at the West of Scotland meeting, which is good. We'd like more involvement at school level. More than happy to do it. There is no cost to us. Everything that we do is free. And I suppose, yeah, what's on offer, knowing what's on offer. Again, we use Strontium, we post on that. And again, I think there's a newsletter. If we have more people signed up, the newsletter should go out to everybody's inbox. What are the challenges to teaching chemistry in Scotland? So I'm sure a lot of you are all aware of this. Chemistry requires donkey work, so the repeated examples, number of different materials, switching between the symbols, etc. Chemistry can be hard to understand, have to believe what the teacher says to explain it. It's hard to bring that into context or have that additional time to bring it into context. Pupils are frightened with understanding the concept, so it's more teaching towards the exam rather than teaching the sort of enjoyment, the sort of love of chemistry. Not enough time, practical equipment, timetable challenges, new experiments, time for practical and meaningful discussion, so many ideas but limited time to develop. SQA did come up quite a bit there. Don't have time to search through resources and looking through what the RSC has to offer, so again, we're here, we want to support you as best as we can. Yeah, as I say. That being said, I've given you all 2 post-it notes. So the question I would like to ask is, what is your New Year's resolution? So your own personal New Year's resolution for teaching, if you could write that on orange. So your own, what would you like to do in teaching this year? And then the second one, on the green one, could you write, what New Year's resolution would you like us to keep? So what would you like us to do? Is there something that you would you like, one-to-one, etc.? Please write it down, I'd be grateful. Appreciated. We have a stall just up the stairs, so when you're going for coffee, please drop by. We have 4 CLPL sessions that will be running, Aberdeen, Glasgow, Edinburgh, and we also have the mentoring session that we have running at Strathclyde University that should all be in your packs. Again, there's a list there, just put your name down, I can get in touch, we can organise events, run sessions, we can have them tailor-made, bespoke, specifically for what you're looking for. Again, I can talk about funding or whatever you're looking for, any help or resources. And that's all the contact details, so that's it. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. We've got a couple of minutes for questions, actually, if anybody has a question for us.
I think it's Claire Smith at Glasgow University that's registered as the chemistry tutor. So as you see, we'll have one Jane Essex at Strathclyde, etc., and then they'll be able to validate all of the student teachers onto that. Yeah. So whether that's via you or Claire, yeah, there should be a way to validate all the student teachers. Once they get into the school, they're then able to transfer over to the school. And student teachers, if you know any student teachers or probationary, they get free CLPL from the RSC for the full year. So that's something that you can tap into as well.